My friends, I'm going to I give a very brief explanation on the praise in the Sadhana, which is on page 13. This praise is the praise from the ultimate perspective. And so those who maybe look at that may think that this activity of the Holy Dharma is a religious activity. This is religion. And then they think that science, as for example, that belongs to the worldly, the mundane traditions. So they basically divide these two systems into two. But so actually, it is not like that, because Jigten Sungen had said that everything that is done within the field of knowable things within this world is done by Buddha. And what does the Buddha do in this world? He tames beings according to their needs. So those sentient beings who have not realized the nature of their mind, who dwell in samsara, then it is that wisdom mind. So wisdom, everything that's done is done by wisdom, and wisdom is Buddha. And so it is that wisdom in a samsaric existence that finds ways to achieve happiness. And then from an ultimate perspective, someone who has realized the nature of the mind, it is wisdom who shows the path along the bhumis and the paths until attaining enlightenment. So there are not two wisdoms, it's the same wisdom. It is like a torch on the path that shows you, illuminates a path. And in samsara too, in the mundane sense, it is wisdom that also illuminates our path. And also when it comes to attaining the pure state of awakening, it is also wisdom that shows the path until we attain enlightenment. So somebody who understands that, understands the relative truth, and understands that one's wisdom mind is like the torch that illuminates our path from now until we attain enlightenment. The only difference is, so wisdom is always the same, there are not two wisdoms. The only difference is having or not having realized the nature of the mind. So therefore, also mundane sciences, for instance, are wisdom.
Lama ke kodang solo o te chachare de tapche te somchi bo de ngune ma re de ji de ngune yamba la ngune ma yamba de lokto ma to ba lokwa to ba so ta to ba so mi ore de ni lokwa to ba re lama shi ba de la me ba lama de ne lama de de ko so bi o ti so ba de lama shi e ore ta ta de ngune re lama long ko re o nam jing tong na tong jing nang ji 오, 그러면 그 통야요. 가지나 통야요. 저기 가지를 자야요. 들으면 그 운이 들어야지. 제 가르치는 로그 자충 따가서 얼마네. 로그 사도 따가 로그 샤차 그러고 말이지. 운이 라마리서 마음 바나 자자 가니 다 라마 참지 꼬바리 잡자리지. 그들라면 그 운이 상거지. 운이지. 가리 라마 톡축을 난 갔다고요. 톡축을 남파들은 장님들 롱그 자통적을 함지 가지서 왔다나 이 사는 거요. 마음을 다작하니 라면 거한테 우리 라마레 다 이시게 거래. 제스리 당문에 라면 거문에 지세래. 계셔메 바디그메가 자통적을 거지. 라면 거 문에 지래. 다다 샤차가 볼지 문에 좀 말이지. 저 말이 생기래지.
So in the praise, it says, so in the homage and praise to the Guru's form, appearing yet void, void yet appearing. So that is extremely meaningful. It's very important to understand because often we misunderstand and we have some doubts about it. So for example, when you see the Guru on the internet, then so the Guru's qualities of body, speech, and mind appear on the screen on the internet, but you might think that, oh, this is just the internet. That's not the real Guru. That's not real. So people have doubts about it, whether it's real, whether this appearance, whether this Guru on the screen is real or not. And so we always speak about three kind of corrupted states of mind, and that is, we misunderstand, or we do not understand, or we have a partial understanding. And so of these three, this is a misunderstanding, a wrong understanding. And so the Guru, this term Guru or Lama, means literally the one who is unsurpassed. And unsurpassed also refers to the unsurpassed. A Lama is someone who, the Lama is called that because he possesses these unsurpassed qualities of enlightened body, speech, and mind. So the Lama that you see on screen on the internet is actually real. You should think that this is the real Lama. Real because the actual Lama, the guru, is the Sambhogakaya. And so appearing, the Sambhogakaya appears, yet is void. It is void or empty, yet the Sambhogakaya appears. So we can see the Sambhogakaya, just like we can see the guru's form, the guru's body on the screen in the internet. And we can always see the guru's body in the internet. He can always appear. And that's why the form that you see on the screen is the real guru, is the real Lama. Because the real Lama is a Sambhogakaya, and Sambhogakaya is like a rainbow in the sky. Sambhogakaya is not composed of like rock and earth or flesh, blood, and bones, but is like a light body, a rainbow form. That's the real Lama, the real guru. And so therefore, when you see in the future, when you see the form of the guru on the internet, on the screen, and of all the gurus, when you see their recordings and so on the screen, you should think that is real. That's the real guru. That is the actual guru, because the guru's mind is a space like Dharmakaya. And the form that appears is the rainbow-like Sambhogakaya. And whenever you, due to being Dharmakaya, whenever you supplicate to the guru, he can appear as the Sambhogakaya, like on the screen, on the internet, and so on. So in the future, you should remember that the appearance of the guru on screen, on a recording and so on the internet, is the actual guru. You should trust in that, because it is true, it is the actual guru, because that is the form of the guru that is beyond birth and death, and beyond arising and declining. It's the rainbow-like form of the guru. So don't regard the body of flesh, blood, and bones as real, the real guru, but it's this appearance of the guru. That's the actual guru. And then there's the guru's speech. So it says, homage and praise to the guru's speech, heard yet void, void yet heard. We can hear the guru's voice, that the guru has as speech. He speaks. So what does he say when he speaks? He teaches us the true nature of all phenomena. That is, that phenomena lack any inherent existence on their own. They do not possess any characteristics or a concrete existence. He shows us the unborn nature of all phenomena through his speech. So it is through speech that actually we create a samsaric state of mind, many thoughts. It is because we cling to the thoughts. That there are these thoughts that fixate on, like basically the thought conflates or mixes one's own ideas about something with the actual thing. And so because of that, we develop many thoughts of attachment and anger. And so we fabricate this samsaric state of mind because of speech. And the guru's speech shows us the ultimate truth, the truth of emptiness. This also we learn in the Golden Temple or the Serkangma prayer. So the guru's speech is empty, so it is heard yet empty, empty yet heard. And it is through the guru's speech that we can understand emptiness and can let go of our fixation to a true existence, the true existence of appearances. And also the guru's speech is the actual truthful speech. And it is also a speech that is ongoing, is always present, continuously. And whenever you hear again and again the speech of the guru, you remember the instruction on the ultimate truth. And then you yourself actually will melt your own ice block through your own seeing of your true nature. So that is also explained in the Serkangma. Now it explains how you're paying homage to your own view, which is the victorious one. So the guru's speech introduces us to the empty, unborn nature of all phenomena. So the actual, true, authentic speech is the guru's speech, and that is the speech that teaches us, shows us the truth of emptiness.
Lama Thupsang Lama Senti, Lama Yigi, Tukari, Tarami Sotawari, Lama Ransi Sanjis, Jack Water, Saradina, 7 年6的Tela, 7年6사고 통거래, 7年6사고 또나, 들이 뭐 동반 담카다, 들 람진 사베시데 시시지로래, 딱고 타다라와 동만이 제바 타다라와 사베람지 싹동성 족대 다돌이 창어지, 다들 랑그 생부 초벌을 맞아도 이게 대응 통야 오면 낙삼 지밀해지. 대 다우도 또 그 되게 라마 통내지 다 랑그 셈 따가지도라. 들 라마시 이미 차요래. 또 하지 말거래. 니디레스. 니디 또 som래. 대회나들이 다 사지 또 왔더라. 니디 매바티 랑지 메들이 남파 선 남파다가 차물들이 제가 메라르베 선도 남파 체면 죽을 온도 봐야죠. 들이 선 남파는 이제 만매봐라. 다때 그 상계 공부 상대는 우보도 재미도 상 제들이 선 남파다 차송지 들이 따왔던 타도 받을 상계지 받을 맨다 돈을 줘야 돼. 사실 돈을 상계 살아지 나는 생각하고 선 남파다 우리 다들 하고 성데 다 되려면 더 하고 그래.
And then the mind, homage and praise to the guru's mind, void yet clear, and clear yet void. So the guru's mind, and what is the guru's mind? To know the guru's mind, you have to look at your own mind and realize that your own mind and the guru's mind and the Buddha's mind are of one single essence. So it says here clear, void yet clear. This clarity is the clear seeing of your true nature. When you see your true nature, you experience an empty essence that is like space. So mind is empty like space, and its nature is clear, primordial awareness. So while it is empty, there is also a clear consciousness that recognizes, that is an awareness. And that is what is to be recognized. So we speak about this union of clarity and emptiness. So the emptiness aspect of the mind dispels the fault of eternalism, and the clarity aspect dispels the fault of nihilism. This unity of clarity and emptiness is Vajradhara. And it's something that only you yourself can experience. Nobody else can see it for you. So it is something that is inexpressible, as it is beyond words and thoughts. It is your own knowing, your own experience. And when you realize it, you have seen the enlightened mind of the Guru. So whenever that happens, when you see the nature of the mind, that is when your mind merges indivisibly with the Guru's mind. And what then dissolves, what collapses, are all our doubts and the dualistic grasping, a dualistic viewing the world dualistically. So when you see the nature of the mind, all dualistic perception collapses naturally. And the mind becomes just like space. Milarepa had said, when you realize that mind and space are indivisible, then you have actualized the Dharmakaya. So within space, there is no fixation, no limitation. And that's the state of awakening. Awakening is to awaken from, or to clear away all grasping at a concrete inherent reality. When there is no fixation, then the mind becomes vast like space. So that's Sangye. Sang is to clear away, and Gye is becoming vast. So that is the ultimate view, the state of awakening. And so here when we read these words, we have to remember what actual meaning they are connected to. So void yet clear, clear yet void. So when you read that, you should feel, now I have understood the nature of the mind today, I have understood the nature of the mind. When you understand that, you have seen the Guru's mind.
타마르치바 김바 소만아리다 랑 세군 내력 이마디 내력 셈 타마르치바 김바는 가보파라 그 드림나리 배송 타마르치베 조건이면 이제 상점에서 기득되는 게 타마르치바 가리 다다 소소 남시들이 콘테니 왔다 왔지 빈지 바보 내측되고 다다 나의 처제들 말도 말 내가 딱지 따라들이 네 내력도 소들이 내가 나지 때는 갔다고 뭐 좀 말도 봐 나삼님이 뭐 하고서 저는 이dim도 서로 이면도 하고 고하다 못해래 이dim이 소들이 콘테니가 되다 뭐 로텍 따와도 로텍까지 되지 문에서 지금 통통고요래 로텍을 안정이 신랑이 잘 성을 알게 성을 로텍 따와도 다시 하고 이메와 하고 그러지 강을 대외들이 다 제대로 돌들이 똥치바 이디 돌로 나지 이면도 하고서 들이 나지 이디 셔우나 들이 코디 사와 탐제들 잡았다 그러지 손이 요자다는 은이 되고 말이지 용이 그 말이죠 대외들이 다 라마서 똥치바데 이디 똥거래 이디
So this void or empty, now what needs to become empty? So how we first how we can understand the nature of this empty awareness is Milarepa, when he introduced his disciple Gambopa to the nature of the mind, he pointed it out as the ordinary naked awareness. And Gambopa then praised Milarepa, saying that it is through the kindness of Milarepa, who is a Buddha appearing in human form, that I have understood the ordinary naked consciousness. I've seen the ordinary naked consciousness. So what is this ordinary naked consciousness or awareness? It's just your normal consciousness that you have. It's the one who engages in all the activities, whether they are samsaric or dharma activities. Whatever you do it with this consciousness. It's just now we identify with it. We think there is this me that is doing things. So we think I'm doing this and that and so on. So that's the one that you should analyze and see. When you see the nature of this consciousness, then it becomes just like space. And you see that there is nothing really there that possesses any true substance. So you realize that its nature is inexpressible. It's beyond words and beyond thoughts. There is just no dualistic perception in the mind. So that's the first thing to realize, is that there is no duality, no separation between self and other. And so that's the actual authentic view of samsara and nirvana, and it is referred to as the state of one taste. And that is what you experience when you see the non-dual nature of the mind. Also, this is what Milarepa had experienced, and then he said that abiding within a state of one taste appear as the natural manifestation. All appearance is the natural manifestation of primordial awareness. So this is how one begins to see when one sees non-duality. So empty or void, what needs to be emptied is our dualistic fixation, the grasping, that thinking that there is self and other. So when you realize that self and other do not exist, then all grasping, his perception of a dualistic existence will collapse. And then you will perceive all appearances and activities in samsara and nirvana as like an illusion. You can see it all, but you know it's not real. So that's this unity of clarity and emptiness. So that is the Guru's mind. It is clear and empty. So when you read that, then you remember that what must be emptied is my dualistic grasping. And the omniscient Longchen Rabcham had said in the Mengadzu, which is the treasury of pith instructions, he said that once you realize the natural state, there is no higher learning than that, or hearing than that. So what is the natural state? It is the true nature of your own consciousness. When you realize it, then you have perfected all learning. There's nothing higher to learn than that. And this is also referred to as the perfection of wisdom. And so then what is the quality of realizing this nature? So it says then here, praise to you who is endowed with boundless qualities and tames beings with enlightened deeds. So these boundless qualities. And so when you realize the nature of the mind, then you will actualize the boundless qualities of a Buddha. And so what are these qualities? Now, when sentient beings have not yet realized the nature of their mind, their mind is like an ice block floating on the ocean. And when they realize the nature of the mind, then the ice block melts and merges to be one with the ocean. So that is the quality, that is boundless quality. You become boundless because you're merging into one with the vast ocean. You're no longer this solid ice block. The Buddha himself said, all sentient beings are actually Buddhas. So we can actually become that. We can transform in that. All sentient beings can. So this is what is shown here in this praise. So that's why the praise is extremely important. It's very precious. And I explained that to you, my Dharma friends, from just the perspective of my own understanding of it. So Dashi Delek.
Lama ngusi jukwala laaresi. Rano pingona, lama ngusi jukwala laaresi. Teta rangi chikona tini tami tajakana nyamni nanji kichikona nango resi. Ngusi resi ango resi. Ngusi resi takiwa resi. Yembara shiba resi.
And in the future, when you engage in practice, through the internet or through a recording of a practice, you should actually think that this is actually even superior, this is even greater than to practice together with the guru, because you have the practice perfectly prepared in that video, for example. And this is how a real benefit of practice comes about, when you trust in that. So it's important that also in the future that you continue to engage in practice through the recording, with those recordings and on the internet and so on, and that you actually think that this is the real thing, and not just think it, but it actually is. It is the real thing. So you should really make up your mind that this is really how it actually is. So you're basically seeing things for what they really are. And if you have any doubts about that, then you can think about Milarepa's last testament before he left the body, and he said, "I cannot die because my mind will always pervade the 5 elements, and whoever supplicates me, I will be there right with them." So when you see that, then your mind will be at ease. So please keep it in mind accordingly.
Thank you, very Sangha. Thank you.
Next, we'll do a dedication prayer called the Prayer for Spontaneously Accomplishing Wishes. And Garchen Rinpoche has requested we do this dedication prayer. Ema ho, marvelous from the western Buddha field of great bliss, the compassionate blessings of Buddha Amitabha actuates in the form of Nirmanakaya Padmasambhava and descends into the world of Jupa Vipa for the sake of the beings, the one with compassion that ceaselessly serves all beings. To the Odhyanis Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. From King Drisong Dutsen onward, right to the Dharma King, descendants disappear. He blesses in its 3 times without stoppage. The one and only advisor to Tibet's Dharma King, the compassionate one who guards the Dharma activities of the kings. To the Odhyanis Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. Physically you suppress the cannibals of the southwestern continent, yet by your compassion you look upon the beings of Tibet. Being the glorious liberator of ignorantly perverted beings, even hardcore and deluded beings are tamed with skillful methods. The compassionate one, whose loving kindness never stops, to the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. Upon arrival at the final years of evil and degenerated era, for the sake of Tibet, you pay a visit every morning and evening, riding on the rays of the rising and setting sun. Especially on the 10th day of the waxing lunar month, you appear in real, the compassionate one, commanding great power for the purpose of sentient beings. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate, through your blessings, may all wishes be spontaneously accomplished. During the degenerated age of conflict, in the final 500-fold of years, all sentient beings are overwhelmed by coarse negativities of the 5 poisons, and are deluded, misconstrued, agitated, and live with the 5 poisons. In such times, we are saved only by a compassion like yours. The compassionate one, liberator of the faithfuls to higher realms, to the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously, being surrounded by the terrifying armies of Hor and the like. And when the sacred places of Chokor, Samye, Lhasa, and Trodruk are about to perish, unhesitatingly, with one pointed mind, I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being surrounded by the 8 classes of gods, Rakshas, can undoubtedly revert the armies of Hor and the like. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. When the being's illusory bodies are threatened by fatal diseases and beaten by unbearable sufferings and sickness, unhesitatingly, with one pointed mind, I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being inseparable from the medicine Buddha, except for exhausted life force, can surely remove all obstacles causing untimely death. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessing, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. When the elements rise up as enemies and the earth's resources decline, when all beings endure famine and epidemics, unhesitatingly, with one pointed mind, I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being accompanied by assemblies of Dakinis and gods of wealth, will undoubtedly remove all sufferings of poverty, hunger, and thirst. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessing, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. If for the sake of migrators, treasures are revealed with confidence, free from pretension and samaya violations, unhesitatingly, with one pointed mind, I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being inseparable from the tutelary deities, can undoubtedly enable sons to inherit their father's wealth. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously while approaching mysterious lands through desolate places of dense forest. When the path is obstructed by heavy snowfall, rain, storms, or mist, unhesitatingly, with one pointed mind, I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being surrounded by the lords of fierce land spirits, can undoubtedly lead the way for devotees. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. When tigers, leopards, bears, yetis, poisonous and fanged snakes jeopardize our life while wandering through unfrequented land, unhesitatingly, with one pointed mind, I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being together with the heroic kings and protectors, can undoubtedly drive away all ferocious beasts. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously due to disasters of landslide, flood, fire, and wind. When the illusory body is in danger of destruction, unhesitatingly, with one pointed mind, I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being accompanied by the goddesses of the 4 elements, can undoubtedly pacify the elements to their natural state. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. While crossing fearful passageways, if we are endangered by murderous gangs and robbers, unhesitatingly, with one pointed mind, I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being endowed with the power of the 4 mudras, can undoubtedly change greedy minds of the barbaric people of Sora. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. When we are surrounded by armies of brutal killers with sharp weapons being flung at us, unhesitatingly with one pointed mind I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being endowed with the power of Vajra songs, can cause killers to panic and their weapons to break into pieces. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. At the time when death approaches, when we endure the fierce suffering of life being severed, unhesitatingly with one pointed mind I supplicate. The Odyanese, being a manifestation of Amitabha, can definitely enable us to be reborn in the great bliss Pure Land. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings, may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously in the intermediate state after the perishing of this illusory and borrowed body, when we are confronted by confused appearances and further confusions. Unhesitatingly, with one pointed mind, I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, the knower of 3 times, through your compassion can undoubtedly self-liberate confused appearances in their own state. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessing may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously. Furthermore, under the power of karma and circumstances, if one mistakes the confusions for a substantial entity and suffers, unhesitatingly with one pointed mind I supplicate. You, the Odyanese, being the king of great bliss and essence, can demolish confounding sufferings from their roots. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously if migrators of the 6 realms are beaten by immense suffering, and particularly if Tibet's king and his subjects suffer, with devoted faith and with utmost outcry. Unhesitatingly with one pointed mind I supplicate. The Odyanese cares for us out of his unwavering compassion. To the Odyanese Padmasambhava I supplicate. Through your blessings may all wishes be accomplished spontaneously.
Long life praying in Tibet.
In the yellow prayer book, we'll do the long life prayers only in Tibetan, starting on page 22. Everyone who's accumulated mantra for the retreat, please email your mantra count to dedications@garchen.net before 4:30 today. Thank you.